So with, I think things had been difficult for a while during the second pregnancy was tough. I felt a lot worse than I did the first time round, and I had a toddler, obviously. And so that took a lot of energy, and I found that I wasn't showing up the way I wanted to show up, and that my capacity just to even apply some of the tools that I already had was just really diminished. Fast forward to when the baby was born, pretty quickly, I just had like crazy postpartum anxiety and just depression, and then just a lot of struggles, and then some health issues too. And that on top of breastfeeding, postpartum issues, and 2 kids, and all my previous history and all of that, I was just finding, even handling, just seeing myself not being able to show up, and then my response to like my kids' distress, my oldest distress, was essentially, I am the worst human being ever, and I need to fix this. I need to do something. I need to change. I need somehow to help me to be able to apply these tools. This whole membership it's not just like following through the course and doing the modules, and it's really based on what you need right now. And if your needs don't necessarily fit the course necessarily, the modules, you still get help. Guidance and encouragement and feedback, and like having things reflected back to you, and even suggestions to next steps to take that you wouldn't have thought of yourself. I certainly couldn't have. And I was very hard on myself, and just over this last year it's been a process, but I'm definitely doing better at letting up on myself. And just I love so I've joined one of the action groups called Baby Steps, and that was the perfect fit for me. It's like the baby steps are like just the smallest steps, and that's mostly what I've got out of this course this year. I haven't really engaged with a lot of the material. I've listened to things, I've listened to podcasts, and it's been a lot of passive like stuff, but my ability to actually apply and follow through on different things, or even keep up on circle, has been not there. So I really have got a lot out of the action groups, and just having that connection. And there was a time when I kind of backed out, and there was several that I missed in a row, and I didn't just get forgotten or skipped over, or I was an important person, an important member of that group, and like it was like I was encouraged to come back, and just we really get to show up where we are. That's what I love. I just love it. We get to be where we're at, and I think what I've learned a lot is I may have this vision of where I want to be and how I want it to look, but I don't know all the steps they're going to take to get me there. And those steps have really been small and different, but it's given me a whole new perspective, and I've really appreciated the flexibility, and it's just shown me how rigid some of my thinking has been about, like, I need to just pull it together, just gotta push on through, and no, that doesn't work. It never has.
Well, that's what our society tells us you need, right? That's what you need to do. You need to get it together. If you have the knowledge and you haven't been able to make the change that you want to make, then clearly your absence of willpower is at fault here. And if you were to just apply enough willpower, then you would be able to realize the change that you want to make. When in reality, life isn't like that.
Not one bit.
Yeah. Their life is not like that at all. And we have to I think one thing we try really hard to do in the membership is exactly what you said, to meet people where you are. That if you haven't read that module of content yet before you get on the coaching call, it does not matter. If your question is unrelated in any way to the content that we're covering that month, it does not matter. If you're posting in the community about a question from content from 3 months ago that you just are, just getting around to posting, it does not matter. So I think that meeting people where they are is absolutely critical. And I'm wondering if you can say maybe a little bit more about what it was about your action group that you really found a place to be in, because I think we in the membership have really seen a huge shift in you in the last few months. And it seemed to sort of parallel your experience in that group. And so I'm wondering if you can say a little bit more about what it was about being in that group that felt so supportive to you and felt like it was helping you in whatever way it was as you were going through that experience.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say, even just as you were describing how it is, I just welled up. I mean, the amount of love and support I felt from being accepted where I'm at has been incredible. It's a safe place to be, and that's the same as it was in the action group. Yeah, a safe place to just show up. I think more than anything, it helped me to accept myself where I was at, because I was being accepted where I was at by other people, and there was no judgment, no like, come on. It was just, okay, so that's where you're at, and what do you want to do about it? What's your next step, kind of thing, and what do you think? And having people help tease it out, like figure out, okay, so this is what I think my next best goal is, but actually sometimes they'd be like, no, actually I think your next best step would be to kind of scale it back and do a lot less, do this. And it was like really baby steps, and that's what I needed. And yeah, there's some pretty incredible women in that group. I definitely feel hopeful. I feel like what I've had in the back of my mind and back of my heart the whole time is like, I am capable. I have all of this, and I have a lot to offer, and my kids are, I'm actually going to say this, are actually lucky to have me, I can, I'm not destroying them, I'm not ruining them. Right now we're just in the throes of just enjoying where we're at. I've been doing that for several months now, and it's just been wonderful to just be able to be present with the kids in a way that, and just enjoy. I don't even know how to describe it, just not having any pressure on myself to fix anything, or to, I mean, there are some things I know I'm aware of that I need to work on, and I am working on them, and some of it's working with my husband as well. It's my relationship with my husband, and I think that's very much what the module 2 is about. I just feel like it's pretty exciting, and so this is just, and this feels kind of crazy to even say it, because I'm only just handling, doing good now. But there's part of me, and even my kids of late, have been like, the thought of having another kid is coming to mind, and I'm like, this is kind of crazy. I kind of want it. I always thought I'd have 3 maybe, but yeah, that's got to be kind of nuts to even think of that, because of how hard it was and how I've come through. So I think that I like processing that, figuring out where I'm at with that, and my husband and I, we don't really have any resolutions or goals or whatever for the year, other than to just kind of settle into like more of a kind of rhythm of like how we want our days to look, and how our weeks would look, and how it will just kind of, we want things to be just ticking over in the background so that we can actually focus on the goals that we have. I mean, that we have talked about, dreams that we've had about where we would live and what we want for our family. But that will only happen as I take the steps.